All right, Zach, what do you have for us in the Republican battle?
Alrighty, and now, as you know, listening in from earlier, we covered the Democratic primaries from yesterday's races. But on the Republican front, John McCain won handily in the 3 states up for grabs: Wisconsin, Washington, and Hawaii. Polling shows a commanding lead by the former military man over rival Mike Huckabee, though a decisive victory over once GOP favorite Ron Paul has not come as forthright. Of course, McCain did come out victorious among the 3, having once endured bamboo shoot thrust into the soft skin under one's fingernails tends to garner sympathy from the typically callous Republican electorate. We can only hope that the beleaguered war vet can survive the election through the primaries, if only to prevent default nomination by fundamentalist alternative Mike Huckabee. However, with divisions between reactionaries and conservatives within the GOP growing daily, and a seemingly insurmountable Democratic juggernaut awaiting in the distance, the war vet may only once dream of the abuses of the Viet Cong, if only to relive himself of the embarrassment of losing to either of the eventual Democratic presidential nominees.
So, Zach, do you know any details of how McCain was beaten? I think I know a little.
I've seen different, demonstrations of the Viet Cong torture strategies.
So I think what basically happened is, it's kind of crazy to think that he went through this, and I actually feel sympathy for him, and it makes me want to vote for him, but I gotta look past it. I don't like McCain. But anyways, McCain was flying in Viet Cong territory, shot down in his plane, crashes, breaks both his legs, both his arms, is helpless, gets pulled out, beaten for... Did we already talk about this on the radio show before?
We might have, actually. But he got beaten, he got his arm broken, they continued to beat him.
For months, and they didn't know. The Viet Cong didn't know. I don't know if the Viet Cong just don't know medicine, but they didn't know that both his arms and both his legs were broken, So they continued to beat him for months until they found out. They ended up treating him because they found that his father was big in the Army. I don't know what the hell he was.
Some kind of upper star general, I think.
Yeah. Anyways, they found out that...
So they healed him up, cleaned his wounds and all that, and then beat him up some more.
Yeah. I don't know. They send him home. It's kind of a sad story that you all should look into, but we're not going to go into it too much. It takes too long, and I don't know enough about it. But don't feel too much sympathy for McCain. We want you to vote a different way. We want you to vote for Ron Paul. Let's hear it from Ron.
How can we get rid of the income tax? If we reduced federal spending to the levels of just a decade ago, we could get rid of the income tax and replace it with nothing. Let me repeat. We could get rid of the IRS and the income tax, all of it, if we reduce federal spending to the levels of just a decade ago. There is only one candidate for president, Ron Paul, who is committed to ending the income tax and replacing it with nothing. Congressman Ron Paul has a 20-year record of saying no to the big spending liberals and lobbyists. He can get it done.
This is Ron Paul. I want to end the IRS and replace it with nothing. No income tax, no sales tax, and responsible constitutional spending. That's a formula for prosperity and the way to a brighter future for our children and grandchildren.
We can end the income tax. Be a part of it. Call 877-RON-PAUL. 877-RON-PAUL.
I'm Ron Paul, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Ron Paul, 2008 PCC.